welcome to
हाँ,
the call. Please take Dhanavad Pranam, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai.
जय
Please take
जगन्नाथ and Nanda Pranam and obeisances to all the devotees who are attending this call every day chant. So we sing the prayers. Mangala Charan. Om Agyan Granasya Gyanayan Chalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manodustam Stam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Sada Mayam Bhagati Swadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sarvanarmanathamitam Tamsajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Savananta Shri Vishakanitam Shya Shri Krishna Karuna Sindhu Bandhu Jagatpate Gopeshwara Kanta Radha Kanta Namaskute Tapta Kanchana Gaurani Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Mami Haripriye Namo Mahaprabhaya Krishna Premapradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurakushe Nama Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Krapa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srimad Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prestaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhaktivedanta, Swami Nityanamine, Namaste Saraswati Deve, Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Bhashyatya Deshatarine, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. See, there is no text number 47. It's the next chapter, chapter 14. 13th chapter is official mag with only text 46.
Sorry,
So
Maharaj.
we'll start with the new chapter, chapter 14. That is about the ideal family life. So I will read whatever Prabhupada is written in the introduction to that chapter. But prior to that, in the text chapter 13, it has been said that Kiva Vipra, Kiva Nyasi, Sudra Kelene, Jai Krishna Tattva Veta, Say Guru. That whether it's Sudra, means the lowest of the class, or Sannyasi, or he may be a Grasta or Sudra, but whoever is knows about the art of living, Krishna Tattva, who knows, understands who is Krishna and what is our relationship with him, and who establishes that relationship. He is our Guru. Say, but he could become a Guru. Not only that, but he could become Guru of the whole universe if he controls his senses. So, this chapter number 14, Ideal Family Life. So, this is the discussion between Yudhishthir Maharaj and Narad Muni. So, he described already about the brahmachari, grihastha, vanprastha, sannyas, who all depend on the grihastha life. Or grihastha supports them. Although it may be higher status as a sannyasi than grihastha, but many people cannot remain either brahmachari for a long time or vanprasthi or sannyasi. So they have to take to a grihastha life. It is a very important book. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's many disciples, even he himself, or Krishna, Arjuna, they were all grihastha, and how they led their life in Krishna consciousness. That's important that we learn the truth, to learn the essence of grihastha life. We hold that grihastha life is a license for sense enjoyment, particularly the sex life, and they get entrapped. Nowadays in India, anywhere in the world, how many young boys and girls, without knowing the purpose of the human life and purpose of grihastha life or marriage, they just have relationship outside and they become completely trapped by mind and they cannot remove that instinct or they spoil their whole life, very childhood, because of this cell phone, you may say, and so many things what is being done in other parts of the world, even in India. So one has to be very careful and protect themselves from all the slaughter of Maya. Because Maya is strong, there is some devotional service by Mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada, but at the same time, Maya is also raising his or her head to smash on the devotional service. She does not want that there should be devotional service. All people should come under the Maya's clutches. Although Maya is naturally a devotee of the Lord, does not want, but she tests us, and we should become successful in text in this life. So that's why these instructions are given in Amal Quran, Srimad Bhagvatam, that what is the ideal family life, how they should lead their way, and what they should do, how they could bring their spouse and children back home, back to Godhead. Because it is said that we should not become a father, mother, teacher, unless they could liberate their dependents. So we should not produce children because of the sex hunger, like cats and dogs. They also produce children. Even my mother used to say that producing children is not a big deal. That is not the job of Grastha. Producing Krishna consciousness, producing children that they remain very faithful to himself, to the society, to the country, and their aura, they spread what is the value of human life. They spoil their human life like anything, and they become troubled with so many diseases at the old age. Their energy less, there is no um, aura around them, and their talks are all useless because they have not followed the Grahastha Dharma properly. So we'll talk about Grahastha Dharma, which is supporting all other three stages of life, that is Brahmacharya, Vanprastha, and Sannyas. So, then as I said, this is discussion between uh, Narad Muni and Yudhishthir Maharaj. After the Rajsuya Yajna, Narad Muni stayed there for some time, and the same question was asked like by Prahlad Maharaj also. So it is about Prahlad Maharaj and about Yudhishthir Maharaj, and they third are they. So they are giving the previous history. So the ideal family life. This chapter describes the occupational duty of householder according to the time, country, and performance. Means it is different. Whereas the life is different according to what time, what place, what country, who is the performer of that Grasta life. So some certain rules are is different in different country, different customs, but it should all lead ultimately that one should be worshipping Krishna. One should understand who is Krishna and who are they. And so they should not be proud of their position. We should be surrendered, and proud means that we should be tolerant like more than a tree or not. So and give respect to everybody, but at the same time, this Grasta life should be in a very humble way. It should be laid in a humble way. Uh, Karpanya dosha. Karpanya means thinking yourself very, very low. Never feel pride that I'm proud that I'm such a big donor, I'm such a rich man, I have a white body, I have a beautiful body. I mean, many, many ways that you could become proud, but one should not be proud for their achievements. One should be very, very humble. Then only you can please Krishna. Ultimate aim of any life is to please Krishna, satisfy Krishna. Don't go against which does not satisfy Krishna. You should surrender and give everything to Krishna. Depend on Krishna. Uh, that he is my maintainer, he is my protector, he will maintain me. And we should have a form of faith in the heart, not outsider. And, uh, and we should throw ourselves at the lotus feet of Krishna. And karpanyata, karpan means feeling ourselves very, very low, humble, meek. Uh, so those are the values. So time, dharma should be accepted according to time, place, circumstances, performance. When this is just like grasta in a different way, like say somebody is in a higher position, like Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and they all can be grasta. But how they should behave according to uh, who they are, what is their karma and activity. Janma karma. So Krishna, the Chatur Varne Maya Shastam Guna Karma Vivaha. Are they according to their qualities and activity should be due. They should have to accept that part also. So Varna and Ashram. So when Yudhishthira Maharaj became very much inquisitive about the occupational duty of the householder, Narad Muni advised him that a grahastha first duty is to be fully dependent on Vasudeva Krishna. So please try to listen this thing, that we should depend on Krishna fully, not some part, not that you could put your one foot on the metal road and depend. I did. Just like Draupadi Maharani, she was depending on herself, on her husbands, on her guru, uh, on her grandfather, Dhritarashtra, her own father-in-law. So that was that she was depending on her own self, on strength. Even she caught hold of her sari and with the other hand, she was holding the edge of the sari. But how much she could stand in front of Dushasan, who has the strength of 10,000 elephants. So she would have immediately, so she remembered that there is no support, nothing, nobody can help me in this state. So she called out to Lord Krishna, O Dwarkavasi, please come, protect my dignity, protect my chastity, protect my that this. Uh, I'm like a little deer in front of so many lions all around, and nobody. So you could only protect me. So he came in form of the sari. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is inquisitive, and Narad Muni is telling his the first duty is to fully dependent on Vasudeva Krishna, and to try to satisfy him in all respects by executing what's prescribed in service. How you can satisfy Krishna? By following his instruction, following the instruction of the Guru, and just walk right path, not whimsically. Don't do anything whimsically. It should be as per scriptures, as per Guru, as per Krishna. So it should be sadhu and Guru should be all in alignment. See, should be all properly aligned. So this devotional service will depend on instructions of authorities and association of devotees who are actually engaged in devotional service. Who are authorities? There are 12 Mahajans. They are the authority, and at the same time, what kind authorities are telling and what kind of association that is. Association is very, very important part in life. If you associate uh, with, you become drunk. If you associate with one hunters, you become like that. If you associate with even a little bit association, that could put your impression just like Ajamil. He's a nice devotee up to 25 years, married man, children, parents, devotee parents. But just by seeing the wrong scene of a prostitute embracing a young boy, he had a desire. So this is the sanskar. So one should not get exposed to something outside of our Krishna consciousness. The children particularly get the impression very early in life, just like I told you before, that one lady, one young girl was burned alive in the car accident, and the car caught fire and she was banging on the door, and Audrey rose. It was for quite many times it was coming. And then when she was born as a little girl, then any time she would see the flames, fire, she will shout. She will really so much afraid of that. She will run to her parents, or later on they took her to the doctor, and then doctor said, "Let us just see what is her previous life." And they found, so he went by the psychology, and then she could remember, and she told that this is what happened in the childhood. I was in the car, there was an accident, the car caught hold of the fire, and I was inside. And then she was banging on the door that somebody can open and she could get out. But she was burned alive. So, so that impression comes even next life, next life. And really, all the impressions, what we desire, what we think, what we eat, what we do, they are transferred to the next life. And that is what is sanskar. Sanskar means what you hear, what you see, what you feel, what you uh, see with your eyes, hear with your ear, what you eat. Those all are accumulated. And then you analyze that. And then it leaves a permanent impression on your say curtain or on your soul. So we should not leave a bad impression that we don't become Krishna. Impression should be purely Krishna conscious, because we are part of Krishna, and that is what the human life is meant to uh, to follow Krishna's instruction and become fully Krishna conscious. So instruction of the authorities and association of devotees, that you are what you associate with, what you eat, what you see, what you hear. So the beginning of the devotional service is Shravanam, is hearing. One must hear from the mouths of the realized souls. In this way, the Grasta's attraction to his wife and children will gradually be reduced. If you hear from people who are not attached to the family life, I'm not saying family life is bad. But they should not get so much attached without which you cannot even live. All the time you think of your children, wife, wealth, possessions, position, status in the society. The Jivan, Maran, Hani, Laugh, Yash, Apyash, it is all in the hands of Vidhi, or Krishna. He directs all that. And then circumstances come like this. So one should not feel, oh, what has happened? What did I do wrong? No, you have done something wrong in the previous lives. And you have to get and you have to suffer. But by becoming fully Krishna conscious, then previous life or your what you call it destiny, the prarabdha also changes. Changes means you feel very little, very minimal, and things they just pass away. And, and that way, this all the time it is there because it is change. The changes take place. That is the nature's law in the material world. That there is always changes. So one should not really depend on how this change happened or how that happened. That happens because you have done something right or wrong on the previous life. But one should not just depend on that. You should act properly so your future life become uh, nice, nicely Krishna conscious. But also at the same time, you reduce your suffering uh, by practicing Krishna consciousness. So there are immense benefits of becoming a Krishna conscious. So, so attachment to the wife and children should be reduced. As far as maintenance of his family, a grasta, while earning uh, what he requires for his living, must be very uh, conscientious and must not, under extraordinary endeavor, simply to accumulate money and necessarily increase in material comfort. You work so hard, like normally by the age of 50 years, you should give the family life. Take to one person. That was being taught already in the previous chapters. But rather than that, they take because at 50 years they become more mature. They could get more jobs done, more prestigious positions they could get. Uh, but that should not be the aim of life, is to earn money, deposit in the bank, make a big fat, and then buy so many unnecessary things, spend money rather than in Krishna consciousness or building temple, prasadam or printing books. They're spending money on show off. Many show off, many rich people, they even on the name of Krishna consciousness, they do show off. Show off means, oh, he has done such and such feast, so many preparation, I will make you more later. So he invited just one town, I will invite 12 town people to take prasad. Taking prasad is not wrong, but because the feeling behind that is a show off. It's not really correct. And why to waste my money in this competitive businesses? But have do it practically. Krishna, pay money for printing books, pay money for prasad distribution, pay money for building temples, maintaining temples, and teaching to the students in a poor part of the country. They should teach, and they should teach the value of human life, which is so immense valuable that even 1 minute could not be bought in crores and crores of rupees. You cannot buy it back. So be very careful. And even demigods, they also suffer. So it's not that demigods don't suffer. They may live and enjoy, but ultimately it is the human life which is very important, because even the demigods are waiting in the line to come and become part of the family, and they should not degrade. Degrade means practice something which is abominable against the scriptures. Although a grasta should actually externally be very active in earning his livelihood, he should internally be situated in a fully self-realized person. without attachment, will be situated in a fully self-realized person without attachment or material gains. See, material gains will automatically come by the arrangement of things, by your activity. Just 1 second, somebody is knocking on the door. I will just open that. His dealings with family members or friends should be performed simply to fulfill their purpose. One should not be extravagantly engaged in this way. Extravagantly means just show off what I said. Spending so much money in baby shower, in the birth, and in their first day of giving food. Only few persons should be in marriages in so many ways, even in the Shraddha also. Shastra says just very few people, never to increase so many number of members. Instruction from family members and society should be accepted superficially, whatever they are saying. Hear it, but then do it what is required for Krishna consciousness. But in essence, the Grasta should be engaged in occupational duties advised by the spiritual master and Shastra. Specifically, the Grasta should engage in agricultural activity to earn money. That is the best. Uh, that is how Balramji came and he uses plow, and Krishna was born in a village and they had so many acres, cow protection in agriculture and trade. Krishi Goraksha Vanijam Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam. Agriculture, cow protection and trade. And trade means not that you charge 10 times more. Whatever is the cost of the, you could charge 10-20% profit after shop expense and labor expense. You could charge 10% is the ideal. If you could be satisfied. So these are the, if by chance or by grace of the Lord, more money comes in, should be properly engaged for Krishna consciousness movement. Means building temples, prashadam, maintenance of the devotees, spreading Krishna consciousness. One should not be eager to earn more money simply for sensual pleasure. A grahastha should always remember that one who is endeavoring to accumulate more money than necessary is to be considered a thief, a punishable by the laws of the nature. A grahastha should be very much affectionate towards lower animals, birds, bees, treating them exactly like his own children. A grahastha should not indulge in killing animals or birds for sense gratification. He should provide the necessities of life even to the dogs and the lowest creatures and should not exploit others for sense gratification. Actually, according to the instruction of the Srimad Bhagavatam, every grahastha is a great communist who provides the means for living for everyone. So, means that the head of the state, that is his duty that he provides for everybody. And whatever a grahastha may possess, he should equally distribute to all living entities without discrimination. The best process is to distribute prasad. A grahastha should not be very much attached to his wife. He should engage even his own wife in serving a guest without attention. Sometimes a guest comes, means I many times I read histories when there is no food. The wife sometimes sells her hair or goes to the merchant, and even the merchant is very much attracted to the woman. But at that time, to cover it up, she buys that, okay, I will be with your home for one night. But then, because of her chastity, he cannot dare to come or touch. Same thing happened with Bilu Mangal Thakur when he went to ideal householder's uh, house. he was following her up to her house, and when she comes, he stopped there. And he said that this man is following and he's an artist. What should I do? He said that you respect him, bring him in the room. He said that, can I see your wife? Can I enjoy your wife? He said, yes. And then uh, when he saw that she is so chaste and so much, he could not dare to ask to enjoy her, but he asked in place of that because he was a devotee before, that bring me your hairpins. And he poked his eyes right then and there. And bleeding was coming because of the eye. uh, he became now a sannyasi, and now again he wanted to become uh, a sense enjoyer. So he burned his eyes, and then so much nice poems belonging by Thakur. There were many, many nice poetry and descriptions of Krishna, and then he started. Krishna came personally to take him to Vrindavan. So he should engage even his own wife, serving a guest with all attention. Whatever money a grasta accumulates by the grace of the Lord should be spent in five activities. Those are the five activities. One of the grasta should learn is worshipping the Supreme Personality of God. In a temple or at home, there should be fresh flower garlands, fresh food, nicely cooked food, sweets, fruits, everything, all kinds of. So receiving Vaishnava and saintly persons, if a Vaishnava come, they should be received properly. Should wash his feet, sweet words, give you asan, and give you nice prasadam. Receiving Vaishnava and saintly persons, distributing prasad to the general public. Just like a temple, they distribute prasad. So that should be distributed to even from home also. Prabhupada's father used to invite many sannyasis, and he will feed them and distribute prasad even to the mouse. And rather than killing or putting in a trap, he would put rice in his shop, cloth shop, and the children would take the rice. They would not cut the clothing, and then they will go away. So he used to keep the prasad in the general public and to all living entities. So the third thing, so first is worshipping the Lord, receiving Vaishnavas. Third is distributing prasad to the general public and to all the living entities, offering prasad to his forefathers and also offering prasad to his own self. Virastha should always be ready to worship everyone, as mentioned above. The Virastha should not eat anything, not offer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He should eat only prasad. First, it should be offered to Krishna. Anything. It's not that only halwa or something, but everything, whatever you eat, then it should be offered to Krishna. And you should only cook those which is operable. Not that I will eat, say, tea, I will drink and let me offer, or I will, so many ways around cook meat or things with onion and garlic. You cannot offer them. They are not in mode of goodness or mode of ignorance. Not too much masalas, not too much like spices, red chilies, and garam masalas. And not should be very, very moderate, should be that everybody can eat or tolerate easily. No, Virasta should not eat anything not offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As it is said in the Bhagavad Gita, Yagya Sista, Shino Santo Mochante Sarva Kilvise. So it should be Yagya Sista, that whatever is remnant is left after the food, it should be, it will kill your all the sinful reaction. But actually, uh, Yagya means for this age, it is Sankirtan Yagya. You should not, and that would have so much effect on the whole city, whole atmosphere, whole universe, just even by chanting uh, few people at home together. So यज्ञ संकीर्तन प्राय यजंती ही सुमेधस. Sumedha with a good brain, they will perform Sankirtan Yajna, chanting the holy name together. The devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sin, since because they eat food that is offered first for sacrifice. So that sacrifice should be done, that is, distribute prasad. The Grasta should also visit the holy places of pilgrimage. mentioned in the Purana, particularly Vrindavan, Dwarka, Jagannath Puri, Mayapur. So places like that, Prayag, Chitrakoot, where large pastimes has happened, one should go there and spend certain time there and get your batteries of devotional service recharged. Prabhupada also wanted that his devotees should come to Mayapur every year. They should gather together. They should have meetings. They should describe what would be their plan, how they should conduct that. More and more people could join the Hare Krishna movement. It's not our prestige or popularity, but it is to spread Krishna consciousness to every town and village. यारे देखो तारे कहो कृष्ण उपदेश हमारा आज्ञा है गुरु तारे देश. But by my order, you you become a guru and you tare desh means you liberate all the people who are there. So liberation, bringing the people to the temple or giving them Krishna consciousness, it's very, very essential. If a Krishna conscious devotee becomes a king or president, he should become. And the aim is to bring lot of people to the lotus feet of Krishna. Everybody is suffering in the material world. So how they could be released from the material world is that you should bring them to temple, let them listen to classes, let them follow the Gayatri mantra, follow Ekadashi, follow all the rules and regulations. Yesterday we had a very successful Gaur Purnima and Holi, Pushpa Holi. We had so many flowers and offering to the Supreme Lord. First, we covered his body for 4.5 feet and then we throw that to the devotees, so they could also enjoy those flowers. So they were throwing to each other, but that is nice that because they were offered to Krishna. One should go to pilgrimage. He should be fully engaged in worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead for the benefit of his family, his society, country, and humanity at large. You may see that how that spreads to all the humanity at large, because there is aura. If you are truthful, then that will spread to so many people. From so many people, it goes to the universal truth. And the universe, like Hiranyakashipu was doing tapasya, and with us his austerity, the fire was coming out of his body, and that would have destroyed everything. But somehow Brahmaji came and pacified him and showed that this fever and everybody burning was gone. So just one person doing devotional service has lot of effect. Whole universe can be purified by his words, by his behavior, by his Krishna conscious activity. We'll read text number 1. Sri Yudhishthira Vacha. Yudhishthira is speaking to Narad Muni in the Rashtriya Yajna. Grahastha etam padavim vidhinayena chanjasa yayadade varishe guruhi madrasho grahamuradihi. Graha Muradi, completely ignorant of the rule of life. They don't follow the rules and regulations. Translation. Maharaj Yudhishthira inquired from Narad Muni, O my lord, O great sage, kindly explain how we who are staying at home without knowledge of the goal of life may also easily attain liberation according to the instruction of the Vedas. How such people could be liberated from this material world. Liberation is becoming free from the clutches of Maya. So purport. The process. In the previous chapter, the great sage Narad has explained how a brahmachari is a vanprasthan sannyasi should act. He should act. The first explained dealings of a brahmachari, vanprastha and sannyasi, because these are the ashrams are a status of life and extremely important for fulfillment of the goals of life. One should note that in the brahmachari ashram, vanprastha sannyas ashram, there is no scope for sex life, whereas sex is allotted in grihastha life under regulation. Narad Muni therefore first describes brahmacharya, vanprastha and sannyas because he wanted to express that sex is not at all necessary. Although one who absolutely requires it is allowed to enter grihastha life. So householder life is also regulated by the Shastra and Guru. Yudhishthir Maharaj could understand all this. Therefore, as a Grahastha, he presented himself as Grah Medhi here. Grah Medhi means that Grahastha life becomes like hellish because they are enjoying enjoying sex life, enjoying together, uh, video, cinema, share sapata, not going to the holy places, but here and there, buying so many things which are useless, which never you use, big house, big cars, inviting friends who are not devotees, and many household activities, buying so many things which one can never use it, but they buy it, and it has nothing to do with Krishna consciousness. Show off parties, all these things are useless. It should be simply simple living and high activity. If we could do that, we can become Krishna conscious. Otherwise, with a complicated life, it is very difficult to become a devotee. And our aim in the human life is to become a devotee, not to become Grah Medhi, but uh, means Medha means the brain also, and your brain is spoiled and enjoying propensity. Grahastha, that is the ashram, and one should remain in a Grahastha ashram and should work together, just like the two practical, like the railway track, they go together and then they work together. So therefore, as a Grahastha, he presented himself as a Grah Medhi, here, one who is completely ignorant of the goal of life. A person who remains a householder in family life is certainly ignorant of the life's goal. If you are a householder throughout the life, then you forgot your aim. It's not very much advanced in intelligence. As soon as possible, one should cure a so-called comfortable life at home and prepare to undergo austerity or tapasya, tapodivya, putra, that is, Rishabh is telling to his 100 children. According to the instruction of given by Rishabdev to his sons, we should, even in Ram, Manas and Valmiki Ramayana, that yes, one should, same instruction, that one should not be uh, grahastha attached to each other, but one should be, that is grah medhi, so don't become grah medhi. We should not create a so-called comfortable situation, but must prepare to undergo austerities. This is not a, this is how a human being should actually live to fulfill life's ultimate goal. Our ultimate goal is to engage in loving devotional service to Krishna, even in Golok Vrindavan or here. The ultimate goal is to attain the lotus feet of the Lord, not wandering here, not becoming very rich, popular, big position. But then you have to give up everything. What is the point that you work so hard throughout life just to maintain a showy business? Narada Vacha Rashyavastito राजन् क्रिया कुर्वन्यतो चितः वासुदेवार्पणं साक्षात् उपासीत Mahamuni. Narad Muni replied, my dear king, those who stay home, householder, no, not in the temple, but the householder is staying at home. Prabhupada did not like the householder should depend a parasite on the temple funds. They should have their own house, should work honestly and support each other, support the family, raise the family in Krishna consciousness. Those who can stay at home or householders must actively earn their livelihood, and instead of trying to enjoy the results of their work themselves, they should offer these results to Krishna. You know, Vasudev. How to satisfy Vasudev in this life can be perfectly understood through the association of great devotees of the Lord. So, purpose. The format for a Grasta life should be dedication to the Supreme Personality of God. Anywhere, for the activity, whether Vanprasthi or Sannyasi or Grasta, is to serve the Supreme Lord, is to make him pleased, happy. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Anashaktasya karma phalam karyam karma karoti yah sa sannyasi cha yogi cha na niragna niragna niragnir so actually is one who is, it's not that he does not need fire. He has fire and everything, but should be done properly. One who is unattached to his fruits of his work, and who works as he is obligated in the renounced order of life, and B is to sorry, was one who is unattached to the fruits of his work. And so whatever they work, they should work, not being attached to the fruits, what I will get and how to use. One should use it for Krishna service. And who works is he is obligated, he's already in the renounced order, even if he's a grasta. And he is the true mystic, not he who lights no fire, one who is not putting fire, means not cooking, performs no work. Whether one acts as a brahmachari, grasta, vanprastha, or sannyas, he must act only for the satisfaction of the supreme personality of Godhead, Vasudev, Krishna, the son of Vasudev. This should be the principle for everyone's life. Narad Muni has already described the principles of life for a brahmachari, vanprastha, and sannyas. And now he is telling about the grasta, describing how a grasta should live. The basic principle is to satisfy the supreme personality of Godhead. The science of satisfying the supreme Lord can be learned as described here. Sakshat Upasita Mahamuni. The word Mahamuni refers to great saintly persons or devotees. Saintly persons are generally known as munis or throughout philosophers concerned with transcendental subject matter. Mahamuni refers to those who have not only thoroughly situated in the goal of life, who are actually engaged in satisfying the supreme personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. These persons are known as devotees. This one associated with devotees. Sadhu Sangha should be there. One cannot learn the science of Vasudeva, Devarpana, depending on one's life to Vasudeva. Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead. In India, the principles of this science were followed strictly. Even 50 years ago. I saw that in the villages of Bengal and the suburbs of Calcutta, people engage in hearing Srimad Bhagavatam daily when all their activities ended, or at least in the evening before going to bed. Everyone should hear the Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam classes were held in every village, and thus people had the advantage of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, which describes everything about the aim of life, liberation or salvation. This will be clearly explained in the next verses. How is it that they could worship Krishna, depend on Krishna? We had a nice program, so late sleeping. So I would really end here. And if there is any comments, questions, discussion, we could discuss rather than we go on with the chapter more and more. So only first and two chapters were read along with the summary. So please unmute, and if there is any comments or questions on this ideal family life.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Maharaj, Pranam, Teshpat.
Hare Krishna Prabhupada. Jai Shri Prabhupada. There are
Welcome to Metro. When the train arrives, let customers get off the train before we transform. When you board the train, please move on.
so anybody has any
Some other line got connected.
wrong
Thank
line
you.
is coming.
Yeah, thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Pranam.
Hare Krishna. That Yudhishthir Maharaj was told by Narad Muni, 5 pointed for Grasta life. That in that we read those 5 points. I'll reiterate that again. Those 5 points are that worshipping the Supreme Lord means you should have deity and worship them nicely. Receiving Vaishnavas and saintly persons so you would get association like Prabhupada's father used to get. Distributing prasad to the general public and to all the living entity. Offering prasad to his forefathers and also offering prasad to his own self. These are the 5 activities which every grahastha should follow. Okay. So if anyone has any questions,
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and
oh,
Guru Maharaj. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Thank you very much for the wonderful class, especially very timely and very good for all the grahasthas on the call, because we are all trying to balance Krishna consciousness and
Thank you,
also,
Prabhuji, for encouraging me.
yes, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji,
We had a
my
big
question
function.
is,
Yes.
yes, Prabhuji, question is like, how can we dovetail everything we do as a worship to the Lord? Because we have to do many things in the office. Sometimes we have to, try to drum up what we are doing. We have to make sure that our boss is noticing us. We are trying hard so that we don't get fired or laid off. And at that time, we are not really thinking about Krishna. So how can we, do everything for the Lord's worship?
Okay. Very nice question, Professor. It's very, very wonderful question. It's instructional are meant for everyone. And what you are asking on behalf of everybody, not only for now, but even later on who will listen, is that you dedicate yourself to Krishna. And then whatever you do means you become like a slave for Krishna, you could say that. So whatever you are doing, it is for the boss, for his benefit. Even if you are getting married, doing a job, pleasing your own boss, earning money at home. So your job is for Krishna, your home is for Krishna, your wife is for Krishna, your children are for Krishna, and whatever you shop is for Krishna, and you please. So you put that, yes, the boss is representing Krishna. He is giving me the job, and then I could use the money for Krishna consciousness. So all around, if you put Krishna in the center first, and then do your work, or give to Krishna yourself, and whatever you do becomes part of Krishna consciousness. You should understand that you are really working for not the material boss, but for the big boss, Krishna. Even if he's coming now or some period, he is my boss, but real boss is Krishna. You put him, and then your activity would be around Krishna consciousness, and they will all become devotional service. The agriculture man was, and Krishna said that he's my best devotee. And Narad Muni doubted that how is your best devotee? He does not really perform much. He does not know Bhagavatam, does not read, does not have many disciples, or does not travel to holy places. But he says that because he thinks of me, he has dedicated his life to me. So whatever he is doing is for meant for Krishna. So it is Krishna consciousness. Like to show Narad Muni, he told that out of a wrong path, you just walk on the field which is newly plowed, and all the stones and big mud piles were there. So you put the ghee to the brim, which is liquid ghee or oil, you can say, and then come across the field. And one should not even drop even like a drop of oil outside. So he was so much careful, and he did not really chant. He was just thinking of the oil that it should not spill, and he brought it all the way back. But Krishna asked him, how many times did you think of me? This is not a single time. How come? Because of your order that not a single drop should spill out. So it is your order. So you think that Krishna is the boss and you are following his order. Or having his family is yours. His children belong to Krishna. So whatever you are doing, that is all Krishna is, and that is how you dovetail your activity in Krishna's service. So it should be studied more that how Krishna is pleased that you don't engage in some kind of job which is obnoxious, like murgi palan, or selling wine and smoke, or things like that. It should be Krishna conscious activity. Then you engage, then dedicate to Krishna. Not that there is more money in selling meat or butcher house. That should not be our way of life. It should be around Krishna, to please Krishna, and family for Krishna, children for Krishna. So it is a science, and if you could do this, then naturally Krishna would be happy, and it could be part of your devotional service. Okay?
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hi, Krishna Maharaj, Danda Pranam. All gracious Sri
Danda-
Prabhupada. Yes, such a nice class, beginning of the new chapter, reflecting upon Radhamuni's instructions, this thing about Vyasa Dharma. He's answered the other Prabhuji's questions very so nicely about dedicating Krishna, the activities to Krishna. Manasa Deha Geha, Yoki Chumor, or Pidu Dwapade, Nanda Kishore. So in that
Nanda
regard,
Kishore, yeah.
yeah, so in that regard, I have a related question is like Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarvarambha Parityagi Gunatita Sauchyate. So our effort should be to please Krishna. The priority should be to please Krishna
Please,
and
Krishna.
keep the body and soul together to serve Krishna. So what has happened? I mean, I see around. In our society, there are a lot of people. I mean, they not necessarily they have acquired the wealth by the from parental from the birth. It's that they have they have striven hard. So I mean, so my question is about striving beyond what is necessary to maintain a big house or cars or so on and so forth. Either way, even if it is material situation, a downturn may put us back from that lofty height to some low place. And the Krishna also advises the same. So what would be the, I mean, somebody who has already accustomed or to a big, and he has to strive hard. I mean, strive beyond what would be maybe required to keep the body and soul together. So, such situations, what is the advice?
Hmm. Okay, bro. Very good question. That be in the mind of many people. But saying that if you have more, the best thing is to use money for Krishna or spreading Krishna consciousness. Even they are in Calcutta, Bhakta Susti Maharaj built a big temple, but then people were fighting. I should use this room. His sannyasi god brother. He says that remove all the marble from the temple and then sell it and just with print books. So what I'm saying that if you have surplus money, build temples, build some prasad distribution, print books, go to pilgrimage for, and then feel satisfied with whatever you have. But any surplus money, if you keep it together, if you keep for yourself or your generations, people they keep deposit in the bank, they become very happy when it grows quite a high amounts in millions of dollars or rupees, and then people just want to grow more. But how long? How much? It should be somehow distributed because you have a good son or daughter, they will earn their own livelihood. They will have their own some destiny or fate. So then why to do so much for the children and spoiling your whole life? So your question is very genuine. If somehow you have more money by your past good deeds, then use it for Krishna service. Think that money does not belong to me, that money belongs to Krishna. Be it Brahmana, prasad distribution, nice programs like Janmashtami or Ramnavami or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, फिर Gaur Purnima, Holi, and New Year's Day or Deepavali, or then arrange something program nicely. I'm not saying lavishly and throw, but use it for Krishna service. Nice. Okay?
Yes, Maharaj.
If you have it, use it. There is nothing wrong in keeping the money, but it should not be stagnant. Prabhupada says that if I get $1 million today, I will spend it by tomorrow. How? In propagation of Krishna consciousness. So he used every penny that he got by so many temples and so many disciples and donations. He used it. He's showing in his own life. He was not attached and let it remain in the bank balance and let me increase it more and more and then worrying about what is the interest and how much is anybody squandering. Money would go away one day. Money, Lakshmi is chanchala. Prabhupada recommends Krishi Vani, Gauraksha Vanijam, Vaishya Karma Swabhavasa. Grastas are mostly Vaishyas. They should do some Vaishya business. And so take it. Nowadays it is difficult, but somehow or another should be connected to those activities. Trading, cow protection, agriculture. Trading is allowed, but its profit should not be skyrocketing up with all the expenses counted 10%. Okay?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, what did you say? What is allowed? Sorry?
Trading or vyapar, business is
Oh,
allowed to become
trading.
a
Okay.
grafter. Is allowed.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Trading.
Thank you.
You're
Hare
welcome.
Krishna. Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. You're welcome.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Once again, this is Geeta. Thank you for your wonderful class. I have a question yes, we are supposed to spread Krishna consciousness and distribute books and everything possible. But, I've been told that this is the most important. But if somebody comes in your life who needs help, he's also sent by Krishna, right?
Mm.
So we should definitely help people, or that falls into our lap. And,
Mhm.
I know these things are important, but helping people who come in, in your life, don't you think those people need, if they need help, one should do?
Yes, you should help, but not that he's looking for big money to spend or his daughters or sons' marriage, and you would get karmic bind if you misuse that fund. Whatever you use it, it should be. That's why said that if some beggar comes, give him Krishna Prasad. If he has no shelter, then you make few rooms that people who are shelterless they could stay there. But not that you give him a big sum of money without knowing what would be the effect of that, what they will do. Many people are cheaters on the name of he's a nice devotee, let me just uh, ask for big money and I will squander that. It should not be in that way. You should be very careful how you spend the money, how you donate the money, where it is used. The first class donation is for in mode of goodness or beyond goodness, is building temples, distributing books, printing. It could be in mode of uh, ignorance also. The money you are charity that you give and they drink alcohol or eat meat or open slaughterhouses or use for illicit reasons. Naturally, you will get caught and karmic reaction would be there. But if you in mode of passion also could be donated, that they want to have their positions secure. They advertise, oh, I have donated so much money for a vote or popularity. So that popularity is also not good. One should not be for use money for their self propaganda. The mode of goodness that you may use, but sometimes even you feed to the brahmanas. But as long as it is not that they are not Krishna conscious, it should be everything should be to further their Krishna consciousness. Like Advaitacharya Prabhu invited Haridas Thakur or Shraddha, and other Pandits would not come, that he is a Muslim. They would not let him sit. Then what happened? They all left. Then by arrangement of Krishna, destiny, there was no fire. So much rain, and they had to run. Because at that time there was no chakmakara, they could not start the fire without some fire is there already. So they take from one fire of one place to another, or let the fire run there or burn there or all the time. But that time there was so much rain and air and moisture and that they could not cook their own food. So they had to come back to Advaitacharya, who is none other than Sadashiv and Vishnu. So anyway, you have to discriminate in everything, how you use your money, how you give in charity, but not indiscriminately. That's why giving or building temple is the best. Prabhupada used most of his funds in building the temples. He built Mayapur, Vrindavan, Mumbai by his own funds, whatever way, but he built those temples. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. It was very nice to hear your wonderful classes always. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. While listening to your class today, I had one question in my mind. Like, there are several families who do the temple services, then some preaching services, many other services which are related to temple or Krishna consciousness or this moment by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But like many of them, like they volunteer in the temple, but at the same time, when they go home, their life is different, I can say. But still, they must be following many things at home. But the Grahastha devotee family and a normal family, how, or I can say a Grahamedi, like how we can differentiate between a Grahamedi and a Grahastha family? Like, exactly.
Okay.
Brief, in brief. Yeah. Thank you.
No. Good question. See, Grahamedi is a sense enjoyer. I have so much money now. I will have so much money tomorrow. A balance. I have killed so many my enemies. I will come somewhere which are left over. I will become their king. I will manage. So they just plan Sheikh Chili. Sheikh Chili means R99, that I have so much 99 coins. Tomorrow I will have 100, so he will work. Then again I should have 100,000. So their mind is never satisfied with whatever they have. They want to multiply that. And they become happy in seeing their bank balance. But it may be squandered, it may be stolen, or some. So whatever that you collect is not used for Krishna's service. But a grahastha should remain, live happily with wives, children, and use the money in propagation of Krishna consciousness. So there is a big difference. One is using for his own prestige, for his own name, fame, and another is using for putting Krishna in the center and of the life. They have kirtans in their home, not like some dance and dancers and in their parties and serve liquor even in their parties. Why not serve nice samtumas prasadam to the public or to their guests? And so their life, if you go to their homes, they would be simple and nice prasad would be there rather than just a showy business. Their heart would be very, very clean. They would not be too precious and they will love you to be there. And others would have, oh, this burden is coming. Why did he come? Who asked him? Maybe whatever he may be. So there is a difference in the both life. Very much you could see it distinctly when you go to their homes. They have cinema, music, they go to gambling and brothels, and so much their life is so much obnoxious. In 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, we read all those things. That how a Yamanak and Asurit, one who does not have Krishna in the center is a Asur. And who is Krishna in the center is a Devta, demigod. Okay?
Yes, Togi, thank you so much for differentiating both the roles of each family. I can say, like, in short, what I understood is one should not run after name, fame, and glory. What you mentioned, one has to avoid that and keep a good Krishna conscious practices that will definitely help to lead out of the Grahamedi definition.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
very nice.
Thank you,
Okay,
Maharaj.
Prabhu. Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Pranam. So,
Dhamma
Prabhu,
Pranam.
today's topic was very sensitive because we tell our devotee family to live a austere life and be very charitable in their donations. But the money that goes into ISKCON is embezzled in a very huge way. And I can give you n number of examples where, whether it is Mayapur, whether it is any temple, there have the money has been embezzled, and the people who actually rule the roost are living a very opulent life with that money. So is there a authority in ISKCON which is non-biased? Because when I talk of uh, the what is that called, GBC community, there is no action taken. There is no action taken. Even I have known donors who have given 500,000 plus and one single check, and they are today writing to me, telling me that the money that they gave to ISKCON has been embezzled, and what they gave for is not being used the way they wanted it to be used. And they keep sending letters. We keep forwarding it to the GBC, but there is no action. And that is the premises of the ISKCON Bangalore temple, that because the autonomy of each temple has been given in ISKCON, there is no proper control. And that is why, and very senior devotees who are sitting as temple presidents or whatever big position they are in hand with that embezzlement. So, what do you have to say on this?
It's a sad situation, what you said, that we trust and then they misuse the funds or kill our trust, not trustworthy. So I fully agree what you are saying, that even Vrindavan temple or big temples, people have embezzled so much money. We could just pray, or we could try to change or give it in a, like say for building the temple you are giving, then get the thing and then make sure that it is used for that purpose. Just like giving air conditioners or so many fans or building so much portion, then then you give that money to the contractor who is building it rather than giving in the hands. And you should discuss this clearly or openly with the members or whoever is in charge of that. I'm not giving this because of such and such reason. I have to use it for, and keep something in your hand also, that you could spend that money. You are spending, you are giving. That's nice, but it should be done in a proper way. That it does not get a chance to get embezzled.
So, there is no
So
authority as such. We have to take everything in our hands. There is no authority who can
there is
lead the
authority,
temple
but
president.
the corruption is so strong, and Maya is so strong that it could even touch the ISKCON devotee, the president, or GVC. All of them is not free from this Maya. But we should try to use in whatever the best way, like feeding people, printing books. People sometimes print books that on my name distribute, they put their picture that this book is donated by such and such. But sometimes you have to take in your hands also.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Like, let me just tell you, for myself, I had some money. I have been a doctor there, practicing. So rather than giving everything, I built a nice temple. Many people, they come, they remain. Now I invited ISKCON duties to run, but I oversee also, not that just give it and whatever. Then you should see, keep some portion in the management. Not that you become too much entangled in that business, but naturally building temple for the sake of spreading Krishna consciousness. That's a nice, but you should watch that. If you would have given, say, 500,000 or more, you said that it got embezzled, never saw. But you could have used that in buying some land, giving to ISKCON or building some temple there. Then what somebody can do it.
Yes,
There
Prabhu.
also chances are there in any way you do. There is chances of misspending of the money. You try to minimize as much as possible. This is Kali Yuga, becoming more and more darker age, but our mind should be clear that I'm using for Krishna. Pray to Krishna and use your intelligence. Okay?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam.
Okay. Danda pranam to you. Thank you for asking nice questions.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for answering.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I also wanted to add here is that, I'm also indirectly associated with Gita Press. So, giving directly to Gita Press for printing books is also a very good idea. Sometimes paying for
Okay.
children's education directly to the institution, to schools, colleges, hospitals. And I went to Vrindavan recently, and they are making a very big they bought land near Gokul, and Nikun Das Prabhuji knows the priest over there, and they need funds for that. So directly paying for that may help also. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Maharaj. Thanks for clarifying these things. I know it's very important. But Maharaj, one question or rather thought I have, like once we have donated it for Krishna's service, if anybody is embezzling it, right, they are responsible for their bad karmas, right? We gave it to them to Krishna's service in good faith. Just like a bank, right? We deposit the money in the bank. If the teller steals that money, now it's between the bank and the teller, not between us and the teller.
Well, okay. What you are saying is right, but still you have to see that it is used for the purpose you are giving, not that you just give and then let it have whatever they want to do
Yeah,
it.
absolutely,
Then
absolutely right. Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, we have to make them accountable, but sometimes there are creative ways of stealing. So
Hmm.
we cannot always
So, so
catch.
Krishna will also use a creative way to put him in so many different problems by
Yes,
Maya,
they will
lack
not
of
go too
Maya.
far. Maya is also Krishna's energy. So Krishna will make sure that they get punishment for that. But yeah, Maharaj, thank you so much for clarifying these things. These are important for all of us. And you made a very good suggestion that rather than giving cash, hard cash, give like more the items or like more in kind, providing services or
Right.
providing some items which they can, not the dual purpose kind of items, but the singular purpose, like goshala, these kind of things, directly feed the cows rather than giving money to the, yeah. So thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Thank you, Radharan Prabhu. Thank you all the devotees. Hare Krishna. If there is any other question, or we should end now.
When,
Hare
when are
Maharaj
you
Krishna.
coming
Sivamati.
to US,
I will be
Maharaj?
on 8th of April.
8th April. Okay, okay.
Yeah. I will call you Prabhuji, Radharaman Prabhu, and we will decide. Prabhuji visit to Maryland.
Yeah. I'm going to discuss with Maharaj and see when he can come and stay with us.
Yes. Maharaj talked to me, and then
Yeah.
he said you both can decide. So
Okay, Mataji.
You,
Call
you
me,
have to
Mataji.
drive me around to few places
Yeah, that will
in
not
that
be a
area.
problem, Maharaj. Yeah. We can take care of
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay, Prabhu.
Okay.
Okay.
thank you
Thanks,
so
Radha.
much,
Hare
Maharaj,
Krishna.
Thanks, everyone.
for the wonderful class and question answer session. So thank you, Maharaj, for the new topic and this very practical topic, and you gave so nice
Yes.
explanation. So thank you so much for your time. And let's pay
Thank you.
to all the Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatarvesha kripa sindhu vacha.
Patitam,
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णवृंद की जय। नमस्ते
Jai.
हरिदास ठाकुर की जय।
Jai.
श्री प्रभुपाद की जय।
Jai.
ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय।
Jai.
His Holiness
Hare
Sri Krishna Maharaj की जय।
Jai.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Jai.
Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
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 Krishna.
Krishna।
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Maharaj.
Hari
Dandavat
Bol.
Pranam.
हरे
Good day.
बोल। धन्यवाद।